Big Herc 916. Positivity, motivation, never settle for average. Yeah, man, 50 and still flexing. Go pick you up some merch at bigherc916.com and represent and wash your ass while you're at it. You know, we're at a time where if you say what's really on your mind, you can be possibly canceled or considered non-woke. So a lot of times people have a tendency to bite their tongue. That's why I also got a Patreon. Check me out on Patreon, Big Herc 916 on Patreon. But anyways, man, I've dealt with some serious censoring on social media because of my views. And to be put in the box is like the worst thing, because I've been put in a physical box before. And the restraint is just, it's overwhelming to feel like you have no way of escaping or expressing yourself. And when they throw labels, it's easy for people to just disregard you and call you one of them guys, one of those people. Oh, he's Uncle Tom. Oh, he's non-woke. Oh, he's far right. Oh, he's whatever. And the funny thing is, I never really tripped off of other people's business and what they did until I saw that it was affecting the kids. I mean, literally, man, I was in the streets at 15, did time in juvenile hall, did time in CYA, did time in the feds, worked in the adult entertainment industry, sold drugs. I've done everything that will be considered liberal. Ah, yes. But what I'm not with is the bullshit. Lack of accountability, predatory actions, preying on the innocent, the grooming, all the brainwashing, the lies, the manipulation. I'm all about freedom, man. If you're an adult, hey, do you. But if you come around any of the kids, that's a wig split, man. And if you're trying to push bullshit on me, keep it pushing. I don't want to be controlled. I don't want you telling me what food I can eat. I don't want you telling me what I can listen to, what I can do with my money, who I want to talk to, who I want to be married to. None of that bullshit. Mine yours and I'll mind mine. Just leave the kids out of it. And if you want to do this, take that, whatever, you're an adult, cool. But don't force it upon me. Because I choose to exercise my free will, my ability to think, my ability to process, my mind to read and research, to think, because I'm not a robot. See, a lot of you have never been in a situation where they put everybody in a robotic situation. I see it. What they did is brought penitentiary moves to the street. You have politicians acting like wardens. You have city council people acting like they're COs. They don't care anything about the people, which in prison would be the inmates. It's basically bow down or suffer. The mental stress right now they're putting on people is ripping the country apart at the seams. Every time you have any type of unity, they come with some white supremacy, some divisiveness, then you have the corporations in on it. They're pushing all this stuff because they're part of the agenda. These people want you to own nothing and be happy and serve them. You can work for them, you can worship them, but you can't sit with them because you're beneath them. And if you want to keep your head in the sand, that's on you, man. If you want to sit around and complain, cry, then that's on you. I know a lot of people say, well, what can you do? What can you do? Well, you can do a lot. You can support those who speak out. You can support those who are supporting other Americans with values, people who believe in this country still. They want to destroy this country. I know there's a lot of dark history behind the United States, behind America, and they want to keep stirring that up so that we don't come together and try to work past the differences which have made this country what it is today. But I still believe in a lot of the quote-unquote American values. I grew up with a military background family, so I see things a lot different. And I'll tell you, man, a lot of people are like, well, you can't ignore. No, I don't ignore, but I recognize, and that's why when we have these discussions and we talk, we don't have to come from a place of hate, but we try to create a place of understanding. My grandfather used to tell me a lot of stories about being in the Air Force and traveling across the country with his family to get base housing, and to only show up and there'd be a white person in charge of the housing office and say that there's no housing because they didn't know he was black over the phone. They couldn't distinguish his voice, but when they seen him in person, they seen that he was black. But he would always get around it because he was very, very sharp when it came to convincing people of his viewpoint, and somebody would step in and help him. And he always told me, don't make the world harder for you than it already is. He used to tell me, like, he see me with certain people and he's like, man, you better change your friends, your circle you run around with. He always told me to pull my pants up, to get that stuff out of my hair anytime I try to have any type of braids or anything he considered to be street. And this is coming from a black man who grew up in the South, raised by his grandmother, who told him if he didn't leave Georgia, he was going to end up dead or in jail. So at 17, he joined the Air Force. And he just worked hard, man. I mean, we didn't have a hell of a verbal relationship where we talked a lot. He's a man of few words, quite intimidating at times, but at the same time, I learned a lot from him. And for myself, I always had a burning drive inside me. And that's one of the things that's probably got me shadow banned and labeled far right, non-woke, is because I'm not one of these individuals who will just fall for anything and follow a herd because that's what everybody else is doing. I speak my mind, and I have a deep drive in myself to help other people and to speak the truth, my truth. You might have a different truth, and if you do, then so be it. But for myself, I gotta speak my mind, man. And when I have things inside of me, inside my head, I gotta get it out. And there's a reason why I have taken the life path that I have, did over a decade in lockdown facilities, and now I'm doing YouTube. I'm doing Instagram, I'm doing Twitter, TikTok. There's a reason why I'm putting this message out. And I clown around too. I talk about, busting cheeks, splitting wigs. I gotta throw in some entertainment in there. I can't just be somebody who's just all about life lessons, but I try to entertain you also, but at the same time give you an overall view that we have to break this mold. And if you don't want to be a slave, you got to learn how to fight. What I mean by fight, I mean by mentally apply yourself and use your abilities to think, rationalize, and not act off emotion, not jump to conclusions. Do your research, question the media, question your peers, question those around you, question the education system, question the religious system, the political system, and question it all to find your truth. And it will set you free, but in the process of that freedom, once you're wide awake, you will have to carry a new responsibility. And it's like the guy in the Matrix who said, I just want to go back and be able to live a normal life, and I don't want to have to think about this and do that. And he got tired of eating all that raw food and stuff, and he wanted to go back in the Matrix, and he sold out Neo. Are you gonna sell out Neo? Or are you gonna fight and protect your family, protect your kids, protect your integrity, push your values, save America, save your culture? Because America is a melting pot. But what they're doing now is creating isolated tribes that are gonna divide and be easily conquered. Share this channel, subscribe, support Big Herc 916. Hello, my name is Big Herc 916, and I'm with the Wash Your Ass Committee, and I'm traveling across America helping people wash their ass and get their booty holes clean. And I have with me here today Wash Your Ass Soap, and this one in particular is Butt Naked Scrub, but I also have Festival, Oatmeal Milk and Honey, Jamaican Me Crazy, Monkey Farts, and all these scents smell very good. They will help cleanse your body of funk and also make you feel better about yourself. So if you can go to BigHerc916.com, you can pick you up a bar, and my goal is to help America combat funk. Go to the Herc store at BigHerc916.com and pick you up a bar of soap so you can wash that ass, or pick you up some Never Settle for Average merch or some of the Muscleup Car Lifestyle merch. We have hats, Never Settle for We also have the Never Settle for Average tank tops. Got the Muscleup Car Lifestyle hoodies. Got the beanie caps. Hey man, represent. And I know you guys aren't average, so pick you up some swag and step your game up. Hello, I'm Big Herc 916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.